just want to introduce you to the boys. On the right there's Spike Reed, and on the left behind me is Mauro Engler. Some of you may be wondering what kind of boards we took on the TransAlgarve sub-expedition. What we had 3 guys, and we took 3 boards, and we took an extra paddle, but basically the 3 boards were the following. First of all was the red paddle 12.6 Explorer, which I've had for about a year and a half, and it's been used quite extensively, but it's a very, very solid, very, very stable board, and the reason I actually personally paddle this all the way, because I'm larger than the other guys. I weigh about 100 kilos, and it's also because it's quite wide. It's only 31 inches wide, and it's got a very stable runner at the top, so it improves directional stability, so you can paddle on the one side for longer than any other people. It's also got a couple of runners at the back. But yeah, again, it's just a stable board. It's not particularly fast. It's pretty much like a tank. It carries a lot of weight. It's got a lot of volume, and it's got some interesting little plastic D-rings, which I see Red Paddle have changed to be metal D-rings these days, which fared fairly well. I mean, when we were in heavy surf and all my baggage getting ripped off, this stuff broke before the D-rings, which is a good thing. The other guys use these 2 12.6 Srocco Discovers. They're 29 inches wide. They've got a much faster shape, and they're actually a really nice shape. I love these boards, but they're not that stable in heavy seas, especially for a guy like me. The other guys were a little bit lighter. Mauro is about 70 kilograms, and Spike is about 80. So I think that's right, guys. I hope so. Anyway, they were much lighter, and these boards are much more suitable and much faster. So these Srocco boards are made in France by a guy called Bruno Srocco, who's an accomplished kite surfer. He actually engineered a hydrofoil kite board, and he sailed from France all the way to Ireland, which is a world record. So, but he loves paddleboarding in his off time, and eventually turned it into a business, and he starts selling these Srocco boards, which, as I say, great shape, nice and fast, 12.6, 29 inches wide, 6 inches thick. They've certainly got enough volume, and they held up great along the trip. If you really want to go on a big SUP expedition and you're going into some heavy seas, the main problem is having the baggage being ripped off the board. So you need to get some metal D-rings and some solid straps, because that's what we found the main problem. Also, you got to take spare fins, spare paddles, just in case anything happens. So the idea was to travel, to stand up paddle 160 kilometers across the Algarve from west to east, with us starting at 11:15 on Tuesday, the 2nd of November 2015, and heading out of Sagres, and we're heading east towards Lagos, which was our first night stop. It was great paddle. It was amazing. It's like quite incredible how well we did, because the first day's weather was fantastic. Seeing how that weekend, the Friday and the Saturday, we had experienced this incredible storm that just wiped out half of Albufeira. A man died in the floods that followed, and it was really hectic weather. So we were going to leave on the Monday, but we delayed to leave on the Tuesday, and we paddled, and then we rounded the point at Ponte Bidad in Lagos, and it was just around the point, it was really, the water is boiling, and around all these points the water just gets crazy and mixed up, because you got 2 currents meeting, and it just chops up, and it's very, very difficult to stand up. So we rounded the point and started exploring the little caves after 26 kilometers of paddling from Sagres to Lagos, and we're just exploring these little inlets at about 4:15 in the afternoon. It was turning dark, because sunset was normally at 5:30, and it was pretty cloudy that day, so it was getting dark, and we were looking for a place to camp the night. And we're thinking, we initially had some friends that we wanted to stay at, but we decided to camp on the beach, because it's just much more authentic, and we're right there. We can leave early, and it's fun. Love camping. So we looked around for, there's about 3 beaches to choose from in between all these little caves and nooks and crannies and coves, and eventually we took the last beach, which is called Praia de Batatas, which is Potato Beach in English. I'm not sure if that's the official name, But yeah, it's a buddy of mine who actually has a stand-up paddle company that's based on that beach during the summer. But right now, on the 2nd of November, it's pretty bleak and there's nobody there at all. Weather's great. It was like 20 degrees, 22 degrees the whole day. So it's not cold. Water's 19 degrees, so it wasn't cold at all. It just looks a bit bleak from the videos. Anyway, so we beached on this beach, and spent the night. Morning, Spike.
Morning.
How are you feeling?
Great, thank you.
Very good. Well, we had rather an eventful night last night because in the middle of the night I woke up with a torch in my face. I was like, what the hell is that? Looked around and there were these three guys and they looked at me and they said, oh, sorry, and they ran off. And thought, well, why would these guys be running off and why would they be hanging around our campsite? So we looked around and we found that 55 euros is missing from the cash of one of our guys' bags. So not so cool. But we're here in Lagos on the first night, and after a fantastically successful first day, we started off at 11:15 from Sagres and then paddled the 26 kilometers to Lagos, which was, we got here at about 4 o'clock. And we had another hour and a half left of sunlight before we set up camp. Stowed away our boards and went through for some dinner at the Nana Bar, which is like the most incredible place to have burgers. And yeah, it's like they say outside it's the best burger place in the world, but it sure is. So now this morning, after our eventful night last night and making camp here in Praia de Batatas, we're headed off to Fergudo. And as you can see maybe behind me, it's a little bit inclement, maybe a bit of rain. So that's why we got all this kit on. But yeah, the boys are looking keen and excited and happy to rock and roll. The ocean's ready. It's looking a bit grim, but it's going to be fun because we'll have a tailwind after. So that's all. We'll catch up with you later.